Here we are. I say, boom. Here we are. Here we go with the 2025 Texas football schedule. I'm making a record prediction. So we're gonna go down all these games, and we're just gonna predict. What I think, and obviously we'll find out the final record at the end. But this is a prediction for Texas in 2025 with Arch Manning. First game's at Ohio State. I think it's a blowout. And you're gonna say why? A lot of people don't think, oh well, how they gonna blow out? This is Ohio State's number. Let me tell you something. I don't even know if Ohio State's top 25. I don't know if they're a top 25 team in America. And that's just flat out what it is because I'm not sure about Julian Sand or Lincoln Kienholz. I'm not sure, and I'm not confident in either one of those dudes. Um, don't believe in their offensive line, especially not to block Texas. Colin Simmons is gonna have a day. And I think people forget, like, it's not, excuse me, but people forget that this is not 7-on-7. So, like, having Jeremiah Smith is great, but it takes a team, and then you got to have quarterbacks that can read coverage. It ain't like, oh, just throw it to Jeremiah Smith and it's going to be a first down. Like, this is football, bro. This isn't 7-on-7. This ain't in your backyard. This is coverages. This is offensive linemen. This is, hey, I got D line in my face. When you got a 6'5", 300-pound, 350, 20-pound D lineman throwing his hand in there, and the ball gets batted, like y'all gotta understand, it ain't just like throw it to Jeremiah Smith, throw it to Mylan Graham, throw it to Turner. They're gonna be a first down. It don't work like that, bro. And we got dudes too that can cover. So, I just think the lack of the fact that they're not gonna be able to protect Julian Sand, and on top of the fact that even when he gets protection, he's not even all that as a quarterback, and then he still has to be able to read coverages at a high level. I don't think he'll be able to do it. I mean, think about it. We shut down their offense last. We held our Highlands offense to 21 points. They got completely shut down versus us. Actually, we held on to yeah, yeah, we had an offense of 21 points. It had not been for a busted play, but right before halftime, it would have been 14 points. Either way, I mean, like, we shut down Ohio State offense last year, and that was when they had, I mean, they were loaded last year. I mean, I gotta go down to Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Mac Book, Garnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, and we shut them down last year. So, and then they're losing all those dudes, and now we're not going to be able to stop them. Like, that's why I don't get. We shut down their superstar, loaded offense. Will Howard, who's way better than whatever they got now, at least when it comes to saying and keynotes, um, like that. But now it's like, oh, well now they're gonna go and with losing worse players, worse running backs, worse quarterbacks, worse offensive line. They're gonna go make something happen for Texas and put points on us. But last when they were loaded, they only scored 20. That's why I don't get. Like, that's why I think it's gonna be a domination defensively for Texas. I think we're gonna run Ohio State right off the field. I think it'll be a blowout. Had Quinn Ewers play last year, we would have blown out Ohio State. I think Sark is a real quarterback, and I think people forget what Sark's offense looks like because people would think, oh, Sark's no guru. Sark is a guru. He's the best offensive mind in the sport. He's the best offensive mind I think we'll ever see come through the sport in a very, very long time. He is the offensive version of Nick Saban. He's a modern day Nick Saban because what do you say? How is that? Because what Sark fits the era. What was the era back in Saban's day? Defense. What was Saban known as? A defensive mastermind. What is the era now these days? Offense. What is Sark known as? An offensive mastermind. He's the offensive version of Nick Saban. Flat out what it is. And people forget he had a quarterback that couldn't throw it accurately past 20 yards. He had a quarterback that didn't know how to move around the pocket. He had a quarterback that couldn't handle pressure. He had a quarterback that really couldn't scramble at a high level. Really couldn't, and he didn't have a high. He really didn't have a high IQ. He had a quarterback that could be inconsistent throwing the ball, and could even, I mean, and really was missing guys wide open. I mean, what it was, you go back and watch the games, you will see Quinn Ewers missed multiple, especially late in the season, was missing guys wide open. That's what Sark had. This is what's going to look like with Sark as a first round pick at quarterback, not just a first round pick, but a Heisman at quarterback and a first overall pick. So I think people put too much of what Quinn Ewers' problems was on Sark when it had nothing to do with Sark. Sark was scheming guys up. Sark can't make the throws though. If Sark plays, we probably would have. If Sark himself would have played a quarterback, like we would have brought whatever when he played quarterback BOU to Texas, we probably would have won that championship. So that's my first issue. Is like, oh, well, Sark's offense has never looked hyped it up how y'all said it's supposed to look because we've had Quinn Ewers for the last 3 freaking years. So when we get Arch Manning, a real quarterback, we're going to see has a deep ball, has the intermediate game, has the short game, can move around, Pressure, he doesn't mind taking a hit. Pressure doesn't really affect him like that, especially when it comes to his throws and making his reads on field. If he needs to, hey, to play his pockets classic, I don't got another. I can scramble out and make something happen. You're going to see more off schedule for Texas. You're going to see more. You can see a little bit more quarterback run, whether that's based on just start calling it or hey, I don't got nothing. I'm gonna go scramble. And if I don't got nothing on the scramble on the rollout when I scramble and during scramble drill. I mean, if I don't have nothing when I scramble to throw to, I'm just gonna go take what I can get. Or I'm a okay, boom, play is done. Just it what So another example could be, hey, you run a play, boom, it didn't hit. 2 seconds, it didn't hit. It was supposed to be a quick hitter, it didn't hit. They covered it up. I'm just gonna take off, boom, 10, 15, 20 yards. Stuff like that. Or 4 seconds, boom, okay, breaking down. I can't really scramble out to my right or my left because the end defensive ends are containing me and are waiting for me. Boom, I fight it through my guard. I go off my right guard's butt or something. I go up the middle. Boom, it's 15. I mean, that's what happened with Norris Sellers. It was Clemson who won the game on that play. Scramble, boom, cut up through the traffic, make your move and go score. So, like that's what he's going to bring, and that's what Texas didn't have. I think they blow out Ohio State. Ohio State's defense doesn't impress me. It didn't impress me last year. I don't think it impressed me this year. I don't think they got much off the edge that concerns me. They don't have. They don't. I think they're light ass on the interior. They got this Arvell Reese kid at linebacker, and they claim they have some dudes. We'll find out. We'll see. Jermaine Matthews and these guys don't concern me. I've seen Sark tear apart. Will Johnson and all these guys. I've seen Sark tear apart Cooley McKinstry and Terry Arnold and Caleb Downs and Malachi Moore. So I've seen Sark tear up some big secondaries. I really don't. It really doesn't concern me. Yeah, I think it'll be a blowout of Ohio State. I think it'll be ugly, and it reminds me a lot of Michigan last year. They're coming off defending that champions, and Ohio State's getting a lot more hype than Michigan was. But people are gonna realize that there's a reason why, like it's defending. It's not like they're. It's not. They're gonna realize like there's a reason why it's called defend national championship. It's not current national or I mean they are current, but there's a reason why like it's no longer 2024, it's 2025 season. So like that's what people have to understand. So I think people want to understand that like okay, Will Howard left and all those guys, and that really makes a difference. Like yes, so I think Ryan is gonna end up getting fired. Me personally, I don't think Haskins gonna be all that this year. You know, but like I said, we can just wait and see. But I think we'll blow Ohio State. I'm not gonna talk about these next 3 games. Next is Florida. I think this will be the toughest game on the schedule. You're going to the swamp. It's gonna be real swampy, and it's gonna be DJ Lagway. Now, I do think they take care of Florida. Here's why. I don't think Florida can block Texas. I think Texas can block Florida. Um, and I think Florida lacks defensive depth. Outside of their ones on defense, and I think they lack depth at a lot of places. One of the places actually they might actually not even lack. The only place they might actually be stocked is receiver, but they're still young there. But they lack depth a lot of places, but especially on defense. That defense is. I had some questions. So we're going to see. I do think that's going to end up holding Florida back from beating us this year. Whether that's now, whether that's on October 4th, or that's in the playoffs or in the SEC championship game. I just think that's going to hold them back because I don't think I don't. I think you got to have depth when you play these. You got to have depth at the end of the day with these elite teams if you're going to beat beat a team like Texas. So I'm sorry, but I just don't see how they stop Sark's offense. I don't see it. I don't think they have the secondary. I don't think they have defensive line. I don't think they got now. And linebacker, I would say, is pretty talented for them. Another position, but we'll see what they can do. Like I said, you can just look at the defense that Sark tore up. It ain't like it ain't the first time. It ain't well, and look at Sark's history. It ain't his first time, and it ain't gonna be his last. So so I do think Florida not being able to stop us offensively is going to end up biting them in the butt, and I don't trust their tackles. I like Slaughter. He may be the best of the linemen in America, and he may be bringing home the block of granite like our boy Kevin Banks did last year. But he doesn't play tackle, and he can only play one position. He can't play right tackle, left tackle, and center. So I don't like their tackles. I think Colin Simmons is going to be a big factor this year because what he's going to do is he's going to demand a double team. You can't leave him one-on-one with anybody in America because anybody gets left one-on-one in America, Colin Simmons, they're going to get beat. Only way you can block Colin Simmons is the refs let you hold him. That's the only way I can see you blocking him. And you can go ask Ohio State about that. That's the only way you can block Clemson is that the refs let you hold him and grab on his jersey and rip his jersey right off of him and they act like they don't see it. So that's other than that, if he gets left one on one with any tackle tight end, well, he whoop a tight end. Don't even think about it. You put a tight end, if you put a tight end versus Clemson, you deserve to lose. But any tackle that they put on him, you better have a running back and he better be chipping or something because that guy's gonna get beat 9 times out of 10. I didn't even say 10 times out of 10. The dude's gonna get beat. Thompson's gonna whoop him, and so that's just what it is. So that's gonna be a big issue for me. And I don't think they keep having this. I forgot the kid's name, Austin Barber. I watched Thompson whoop him last year, so I don't. I don't think they're gonna be able to block Texas, and that's off the edges, that's off the interior, because this guy's a baby Abdul Carter and Micah Parsons. You're gonna see what it looked like if Abdul Carter and Micah Parsons would have been full-time defensive ends their whole career. You're gonna see what it looks like. He's about to show you. So I don't think he'll be able to block us. On top of that, I think Alaga has some inconsistencies in throwing the ball. I think there's some weaknesses that Titans can kind of expose with him and kind of make him make some throws that he's not used to making. He's not the most comfortable with. And on top of that, making him throw the ball a ton, not letting Jaden Ball get off, even though I think he's a first round pick level guy. Fresh and just like Colin Simmons, he gets a monster from Georgia. What a steal from right out of Georgia's backyard. But I think stopping him and then making make some throws that he's not the most comfortable with because he has shown the ability to be inaccurate sometimes and has been a little is raised some eyebrows. So that is something too, and I think that's going to be the big thing is just trenches. The same thing I say, you can't block us, we can block you. So I think that may be the difference. On top of an offense, I think is going to be unstoppable for Florida for tips team like Florida to stop. I don't see them stopping it. They're gonna have to really score if they really, and I don't see them doing that versus our defense. So I think that'll be a big blowout win. We'll see though. We'll see what we can do, but I can see that definitely be a blowout win. Definitely be a blowout win. And then I think two is the scrambling. Oh, go ask Marcel Reed. Go ask Milrow. We don't do scramble. You try to, especially if we know like, hey, this dude's gonna try to run. He looking to run. He looking to run. Oh, Hill and Brad Spencer. That'll be over fast. So Lagway better get that arm lathered up and ready to throw. Oklahoma blowout. Kentucky blowout. At Mississippi State blowout. Vanderbilt blowout. I got all blowouts so far. At Georgia. Okay, hold on. So I gotta go on. At Georgia. I do think that this is going to be another blowout. Now, Georgia does have their defensive line is going to be Elijah Gifford, I think, is a first round pick. They got the Christian, I forgot his name, but the number 52, they got him. They got Elijah Griffin. They got the Elo kid from Army. They're going to have some dudes and so like that, but I just think really what saved them. I went and watched the film back, like, bro, what saved them last year was literally the fact that Quentin Ewers just wasn't a high level quarterback, and that's what saved them. I don't think Kirby figured out Sark. I think Kirby figured out that Sark has a quarterback that's very deficient, and I think he exposed that twice. So he deficient in a lot of areas, and so like that's why I knew we weren't gonna beat Georgia the second time. Like I think if Arch Manning would have played that game, and I think if Arch Manning would just whenever he got in that game late in that game, if he would have stayed in, they probably would have won the game, flat out. Because roster for roster, we had a better roster. We had better. We should have won that game. Everything was a lot better for us except for quarterback, and that's why quarterback's so important. Because I believe Texas had the best team in the country last year. They just didn't have the quarterback. So I think having Arch Manning, quarterback that can run, he can move, can throw it, can make every throw you need him to make. And by this point, like the time to catch Texas is early in the season when we got a lot of new faces in because a lot of the guys the last 2-3 years are gone, and now it's all sorry guys too, but a lot of new faces at November 15th. Come off a bye, like bro. At this point, the offense we gonna have beat Ohio State blowout, beat Florida blowout, beat Oklahoma blowout. We gonna have beat all these teams, build confidence, and we gonna be humming. Now it's gonna be like, okay, it ain't like, oh, now it's my third start, my fourth start. It's like a lot of these guys will have almost have a whole season worth of a regular season worth of starting experience, haven't played Florida, haven't played Ohio State, haven't played Oklahoma. All these teams. They're gonna have that. So the nervousness. I mean, it'll still be there, but like that nervousness, but like just the look at it, it's like okay, now I'm used to this. Like okay, it's no longer oh my gosh, it's my second start. It's like okay, here it's like when you go to work. It's like the first week or two when you go to your new job. Oh my gosh, I'm just trying to fit in, blah blah. But it's like week 3, week 4, week 5, weeks. Then you start going. It's like okay, I mean, not trying to fit in, but you know what I'm saying. You shouldn't be, but you go in there just like okay. And week 4, week 5, week 6 go on. It's like, alright, now I'm used to this. Like, it's like it's no longer like you're not hyping up the fact. Oh my gosh, it's my. Blah, blah. It's like okay, this is what I do now. You know what I'm saying? This is my regular routine. Like this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it doesn't phase me anymore because I'm used to it. I'm comfortable. It's no longer like it's like getting in a cold pool. It's like when you first get it, it's like, ooh, it's real cold. But then when you get there for a while, like, all right, it's not that bad. So that's what it's gonna be like. So by that point, I think this offense is gonna be humming, and we're gonna turn Georgia into hummus because that's what that's what it's gonna look like. They're gonna look like some hummus to us because I think it's gonna be a big blowout. I just don't see how they block Texas. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I looked up and I saw that Monroe Fielding and Ernest Green are your starting left and right tackles, and if they are, I pray for gonna stop. Oh, actually, I don't want to go. Somebody should be praying for him, and I'll pray for him, but I pray for the guy if that's what's true because constables will put Monroe Fielding. I mean, it ain't just him at Texas. He's just the one I'm naming, but dude, that Texas defensive line will tear Monroe Fielding and Elijah, whatever his name is, a new one. Ernest Green, they're tearing a new one. So I because like I'm sorry when I see two tackles that are young and they're getting rotated out for each other at left tackle depending on who gets bad, who plays bad. I'm telling you, they're not gonna be able to block us. They gonna have some really good D liners too, and they may make some plays, but I'm telling you, man, they're not gonna be able to block us, man. I think we'll be able to block them. I think their defense already took a step back last year. It was only us that their defense played like looked really good again because of a quarterback play. Like everybody else played really well versus Georgia, the best anybody's played against Georgia defense in years. I'm not just saying, but I mean everybody played really well versus Georgia defense pretty much last year except for Quinn Ewers. So like I think I kind of tells you a lot, man. These other teams with less talent and other quarterbacks are doing better versus Georgia. You kind of like you got to think in your head, man. So I think with Arch, this is not even a worry for me. Georgia's definitely not the fourth best team either in the country. I think it's a big blowout. And I just don't see it. Like I said, we can block them. Ernest Green, or Monroe Fielding, and Ernest Green don't concern me. Other than Micah Morris, Drew Bobo also doesn't concern me. And we'll see about the other 75 kid, Daniel Calhoun, who Texas recruited. So as a tackle, so we'll see. He might be the best tackle on that. Out of the he might actually be the one that needs to be playing tackle. I think him and Ernest Green might need to switch. But like I said, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just don't see it. And then Gunnar Stockton doesn't move me. I do like Zachariah Branch, Zach Branch. I do like Noah Thomas, Kobe Young. They got some dudes, but we'll see what they can put together. It's about play calling too. So we'll see what they could do. But and I also don't Mike. What's his name? Mike Bobo. He doesn't scare me either. So, um, I just yeah, he doesn't scare me, man. I'm not sorry, and I think we're gonna whoop up on Georgia. And I think in this game, Sark's really gonna want to run it up because of what happened last year. So, if you see Archer, if you see us, we're up 28 and Archer's still in the game, it's just a personal game. They came in there and beat us twice, and the fan base and the coach is so high up on the mountain. Georgia thinks they're all that until they find out this year they're really not. So, um, yeah, Arkansas don't talk about as a win, and I mean I don't gotta say much. So. SC Championship, whoever Texas plays the SC Championship, they'll blow out. So I just think they're going to be 12-0 regular season, 13-0 full season. I think this is going to be these next 2 years with Texas. We're going to go on the run that Georgia did last couple. We're going to go back to back with Arch Manning and Colin Simmons and Goolsby. Oh, we'll see about Goolsby. Arch Manning, Colin Simmons, and here's the next thing. I think this has a chance to be one of the greatest teams that we look back like ever college teams, like because I just we would look back and say, wow, this team was like one of the best we've ever seen, especially this 2 year run. So I think that's what it's gonna be. And then we'll look back and say, wow, it was one of the best teams we've ever seen in our lives. I think that's what it's gonna be. People don't understand Sark's offense, bro. Like it ain't it's Quinn's the whole one holding it back. Trust me. Well, y'all gonna see. Oh, well, he does really good, but we'll see it after. Oh, he always does good in that one in the preseason, not a preseason, but the out of conference game. He had that one game where he likes people. After that, he kind of just cool. No, no, no. He didn't cool down. Quinn cooled down. Quinn couldn't make it. Well, he couldn't make the throws. Every day is gonna look like an out of conference game for Sark because it's just gonna be. I think people are really not understanding that Sark's offense, like, it's really gonna shock people. How be like, wow, all right, this Sark, this is like this, we haven't seen this all take off look like this in a long time. Like they're really scoring points at will, like, and they're blowing people out, like really, really blowing people out. No more 20-10 versus Arkansas, like really putting it on you. Like, okay, this game's it's halftime, and it's 28-7, or it's 20-3, it's 35-0, like, or if like people are gonna be like, wow, this offense looks way different, and it's gonna show how bad Quinn Ewers was when people see how good the offense is. They're gonna be like, damn. So what was Quinn doing the whole time? That's what people are gonna say. I don't think people understand how good Quinn starts off. I'm so excited for it. Such a wake up call. Just wait, man. He's the best offensive mind in the sport. Not even close, at least at the college level. So I think people are gonna be shocked. It's gonna make Quinn look even worse. Be like, damn. So Arch coming to the offense. The offense looks way better. Look like how it's supposed to. And Quinn, and when Quinn was in, it looked horrendous. So I think what Arch does honestly can make Quinn look worse. Can be like, damn, Quinn, why didn't you ever look like this in this offense? Because don't tell me he didn't have weapons. I didn't want to go down the names he had. It'll be better than whatever Arch has this year. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But I do think Texas goes 13-0, 12 in the regular season, 13-0 championship, and I think they do go first round bye, obviously, and then they go 3 games left, so they can't go 17-0. But I think that I don't. We'll see. Maybe they just come. Well, they can't. They can't. You get first round bye. But I do think they go 16-0. And I do think that sets up for them to go 32-0 these next 2 years. I mean, yeah, 16-0 for this season. A national championship and set themselves up for another championship run going into 2026. So excited, but yeah, I think Texas goes 12-0 and did the best team. And then with the championship game 13-0 and then college playoff 16-0. I think the best team in the country. I don't think it's really close. So I'll leave it at that. And yeah.